Alright, so welcome back. Today we're going to be prepping the wide body on the Tesla. Obviously it's been a little bit, haven't really said much, so a couple things that are new. I'll point out here, the fog light covers are new, the front splitter is new, the side skirts are new, the wheels on, pulled the shit out of my quarter panels to get them to fit, got the rear diffuser on, and the duckbill. But what we're really focused on in this video is this. We're gonna be prepping all this. I got the paint, I got everything. It's gonna be a lot of sanding, a lot of trimming. So basically, the way the body kit sits is, obviously it meets up on the quarter here, but it also has an inner lip to sit on the stock fender. I don't see why you would do that, so we're gonna be trimming the inner portions of each inside of here. Measure once, cut once, right? So we got a package here. Got some YouTube in the background. It says, do not apply paint to your car until you test the color match on a test card first. Right there. We ain't gonna need that. So I ordered my paint for the Tesla. I ended up going with Scratches Happen. Heard a lot of great things about them in terms of their color matching. So they sprayed test on the top here. Obviously it's sandwiched between two pieces of plastic, so it skews what it actually looks like, but I'm holding it up in the sun. It really matches. So what do we got here? We got our primer, paint, and we got the clear. So we got quite a bit of paint in here. And they sent us a bunch of gloves. Cool. Yeah, overall, I cannot wait to see this. New little curvature here. I'm almost debating on like putting a slit in there for venting, but I don't know. Gotta clean up all the edges, all that stuff. Before we get there, let's start with masking everything off.
So this is how we're cutting it. I don't even know what you filmed last, but you took your measurements.
I'm gonna have a little bit of material still, so we're gonna be cutting this. I'm gonna get close, and then we're gonna sand the rest. So I ain't gonna cut through this. What if I cut through this by accident?
Get a refund.
I want my money back. It's dusty.
Don't breathe that in. Get your PPE and work properly.
I have an idea.
That's a good look for you. You don't belong here. I really don't like the way this is looking, but okay.
Hope I get away with it.
Now he's really unk. God damn.
Back in my day, you kids used to use electric power tools. Now we use plasma. Okay, that's more flexible now. Oh my god. Tell me that don't fit better.
Looks like that fits better. You got that little gap there.
That better?
Yeah, actually that is better.
Okay, so it looks like the kit hangs off the body. Look at that.
Yeah.
What I might do is I may make the sensor hole a little bit bigger so I have room for movement.
I'm gonna be honest, that does sit pretty good.
Everything lines up pretty good. All right, CMST, I'll give it to you. I find their carbon kits fit better than their fiberglass kits. Everybody that has a carbon one says there's very little trimming in any bodywork. People just glue it on, that's it.
Even this one, it's not that bad.
I'll sand this a little bit so it follows that curvature. I like how this bumper line meets up with this.
Made a couple marks for the adjustments that we are going to make. So there's some spots got to sand down. So now we're moving on to the front because we're going to do the same thing of making our marks. What you can see here, we kind of traced where it sits. And yeah, from there I guess we have our fun with actually sanding the wide body.
Look at that. No piece of tape goes to waste. That's pretty dang good. So I'm thinking I'm gonna trim all the way, like the entire thing here. So from right here, and then here I think we're gonna kind of cut like this. And all this slipping is gonna come out. we already checked. When this is on, and the camera's on, you can see a bit of the wide body, but you can still see what you need to see in your blind spot. But overall, like the front fenders, the fitment is pretty dang good. Oh, you actually need some sanding. Oh, there's blobs of it back here. That's why it's so thick in these two spots.
Finally.
Look how thick it was in some spots.
That's crazy.
Extra support. God damn.
Okay, so we're running into a little bit of an issue with this part of the wide body. That's where we're going to be trimming there, but as you can see, it doesn't even follow the actual line of the bumper.
It doesn't follow that line at all.
Not only that, we're having an issue with the sensor itself.
Okay, so when we got this like this,
that sensor does not line up at all whatsoever. So we're thinking of ways that we can get that sensor to fit, because we don't really want to do much modifications to the actual wide body.
So we're gonna take a cut of the plastic, we're gonna move it down until it lines up.
Try to line this up, kind of matches. Just literally just that piece that goes on the bumper that doesn't fit right. This is fitting pretty good.
It's the fender, it's not so much the bumper portion. Like, if I wanted to, I could run it without the fucking fender. No,
You need that.
absolutely not.
It's already hot enough today. You don't even need that heat gun.
I know.
How are you trying to flex it though? What
Gotta
movement?
follow the curvature of the bumper. Look where the sensor hole is.
A little bit off.
It doesn't move. If anything, what we're gonna do is we're gonna sand this down, because there's a lot of material that we can bring in. Like when I have it flat here, it's up here. So we're just gonna sand in here.
That's probably the reason it's not flexing either, because of
How much is here?
thick it is, yeah.
She's thick.
It's flexing, what are you talking about? It's sitting where it needs to sit now.
Well, it is a little bit more flexible actually. We're just gonna have to sand more of this, plus the sensor hole, bring it more flat. Just gotta figure out how I'm gonna mount the bumper. And if the car's gonna have fender liners, which I doubt. Unless we heat up the fender liners and push them up. But look how close it is. I think we're gonna go from here all the way.
You excited to cut?
Of course, who's not excited to cut up their car?
Are you nervous?
God, no.
That's what I like to hear.
We're just gonna take the fender liners out to see if there's any wiring behind it. Kind of have it marked up where we want it. So I already marked it with a line. So I drew it on the blue tape there. Obviously, once we get it all cut up, this has to sit flush. Not sure if you could see that, but this little indent here is the sensor. It's about 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch up. We're gonna bring it down to line up with that circle. We're gonna modify the bumper. So we're gonna see if I have to do that the other side too. For now, we have it like this. We're basically gonna cut the sensor housing and we're gonna move it down. It's hard to visualize it on the same color, especially now that the car is partially blue. I knew my front end was PPF'd. But what I didn't know was the headlights are PPF. So I want to peel that off to do what I plan on doing. It'll be nice and clean.
I am inevitable.
Gas cloud deployed. Breathe it in.
Okay, so we already kind of explained the sensor on this side. The weird thing is, on the driver's side, it actually lines up perfectly fine. So we kind of measured this piece on both sides.
And there's a mucho gap. So I mean, you're not gonna see both sides at the same time. Come on, CMST. This is the back here. So right here is what's causing this edge here to lift up. I already sanded a little bit here to bring this flat because it was a little uneven. And I started sanding here. There's only so much material before it ain't flat no more. I'm trying to sand it a little bit more so that this side here doesn't have to push down too hard, but overall it's getting there. We sanded this lip all the way around so that way it's more tight. You know, tight fitment for wheels. I think I might have to straighten this line up just a smidge more, but honestly, it's coming together not too bad. The hell are you guys playing?
Don't worry about it. I'm dead.
Bro, this guy just flipped over.
I'm dead.
This guy's done. It's a write-off.
Oh no, never
I don't think your insurance is gonna cover that. Bro, this guy's done too.
Bro, it's not even level 2. It's not even level 3 yet.
Oh, bro, you guys suck.
Get out of here. No.
It's going to be hard to hear, but after sanding quite a bit, I made the sensor hole a little bit bigger. And then this right here was a problem. As you can see, my mark. It went a little high, so we sanded this down. This was a high side as well. Sanded this down.
Quickly scuffed both of the rear flares, whatever you want to call them. And Brennan's still hitting these with the palm sander, kind of getting them to fit right.
2,000 years later.
All right, day 2 of this guy here. So I left the tape on because now the tape's on, I've marked where I need to do my stuff, I'm cutting it. But the unfortunate part is I usually leave wood at the end of my driveway so I can get in. But as I was coming in, the wood moved and I got stuck under the splitter. Folded this completely underneath of itself. The actual splitter's fine. It's the under tray of my car. I completely split it into a couple pieces and ripped it down, so I'm gonna have to address that. But that'll be later. We're gonna focus on something else that's more important, and that's starting to cut this guy up. I've marked where I'm gonna be cutting on this side. So the way Teslas are though, before you weld anything, you actually gotta disconnect the low voltage and high voltage battery. So we got this line marked up here. We're cutting a little excessive. Yeah, I'd rather more than less. I'm just gonna get ahead of it right now. I'm gonna discharge the car. You wanna pop the frunk. You wanna open all the windows. Obviously, it's better to do this inside of a garage. If it rains, I gotta tape off all the open windows, not a big deal, but you open every single door. And on every striker, you wanna throw a rag so the door does not close. You wanna not be able to close the door. So I did that to every single door. All 4 of them have a rag in there. You're gonna take your top panel off, which I already done, which is right here. You just pull it off, it's just a bunch of clips. And then you wanna expose all your 10 mils. So basically also this has to come off. This pops up, just like that. And then obviously you're gonna wanna disconnect your battery. It's got 10 mil. You take this 10 mil out, this 10 mil out, that one, and then you pop this cover off. You gotta disconnect this little 2-pin wire, or 3-pin wire, sorry, for the emergency release. And there's 2 more 10 mils here which are loose, and the whole front bucket can just pretty much lift right out. And then there's just a bunch of clips along the fenders, so those pop off. Pretty much once you do that, you wanna go into your settings, go into safety, all the way at the bottom, power off. You're still gonna have auxiliary power for a little bit until you come in here. You're gonna take the front seat out, which it has a lever under each side. One here, you push and lift. Now it's disconnected, you're gonna do the same to the other side. Slide your finger around under the seat, and then you feel a little like plastic piece. On this side, you pull and you lift. Now the seat's basically ready to lift up and boom. It's recommended to have your high voltage gloves ready. If you really want to, you can disconnect the seat, the heated seats, so you can get it out of the way, but we're not gonna do that. Now, you wanna go under here, on the passenger side, lift up this cover. See this guy right here? You wanna disconnect that. After you follow the steps, you powered off the car, disconnected the 12 volt low voltage battery. Now basically you pull this tab, there we go. You push down, then you hear a thud, don't get too scared, and pull. You just pop that over to the side. So that's one side. I'm gonna let the car discharge. So in the meantime, I'm gonna lift up the driver's side. I'm gonna start taking the wheels off. We have time to kill before we disconnect the high voltage batteries. I wanted to pull the fender liner down to make sure there was nothing back there, but Let me tell you, it was a series of quite a few clips. And then she just drops down. Still one more back there I didn't bother to take off. I just wanted to see. And there's nothing in the way of cutting, so that only leaves one thing. Just gotta cut it. So we're gonna be following this exact line, and we're gonna cut it up. So we're gonna do bit by bit, and then we're gonna sand the rest. So we're gonna get nice and close because I don't have any other tool to cut carefully on this one. Good old Mastercraft. Let's get it. First cut, got her on the floor. Obviously we're gonna clean her up, seal it back up. The only thing is the bumper does mount right here. That would be an issue. I mean, it looks like it actually bolts in 3 spots, so I think we could do without that one. I peeled the PPF that was on the fender, just in this one section. We're gonna clean this up a bit more, and then we're gonna throw some paint over it. Have to play around with the front a little bit. I just threw like a thick black paint underneath, and then I threw whatever red I had showing around. Sprayed an oil coating in here, cause why not? We live in Canada. So now that that's done, just chilling, we're gonna hop onto the rear. So I'm not gonna fully drop down the fender liner, but I know there's nothing back there. There's an outer skin and then an inner skin. We're only gonna try to go through the outer skin, and then we're gonna fold the inner skin up. We're gonna heat it up, fold it up, and we're gonna basically gonna stitch weld all the way around. Okay, so basically you get to this point here where there is a glue holding the outer skin to the inner skin. And in this case, there's a lip that's rolled over this. You see how flimsy this is here? I'm just gonna be heating the metal up and bumping it forward, and we're gonna stitch weld this entire lip here. And we can cut off the rest. Seeing how close the inner skin is to the outer skin, that works in my favor. Okay, change of plans. What I was not aware of is that this inner skin is aluminum. This outer skin is steel. So this is not getting welded. I'm gonna bring as close as possible. We're gonna clean it all up. I'm gonna paint it, and then I'm gonna seal it, because unfortunately there's no other way to get around that. I had a feeling when I was cutting it, I'm like, this ain't sparking as much. It cuts way too easily. It's okay, it is what it is. Gotta make a run to go grab some sealer now. I was scared it was gonna rust.
Yeah, I guess not. So that is just a heads up for anyone that wants to do this. That kind of throws a wrench in our plans. No more welding.
So it renders everything that I had did up until this point useless. Basically, I'm gonna use a little blade, and I'm gonna do a little cut, maybe about 1/2 inch over the cut that I've made, and I'm gonna peel the tape off. We're gonna kind of roughly sand it so that when we paint, we're not just painting this, we're gonna paint over, so at least it has a bit of a lip. And then once that's painted and dried, then we're gonna apply our sealant in between the 2 skins, because ain't no way we're pulling this in without pulling the outer skin in first. No welding on this one. Nakai.
Like I said.
RWB, roll me Widebody. Check this out. Let's watch. Oh shit, I gotta go from this side.
Here we go, RTV time.
I don't know which side to start on. Moment of truth, there's no going back. Well, we're already too far gone, so. Yo, I feel like I'm welding.
This is way easier than the Subaru. I mean, you can always just replace this.
The car or the
car.
I was like, yo. Okay, it's time to get your finger.
that get missed will get touched up. Yeah, no, I usually take them off when I'm...
Did a good job, eh?
I thought so too.
So we're just kind of mirroring it from the other side.
Oh yeah.
It's getting dark out.
Well, if you want, you can flatten it out. If it helps. Yeah. Yeah.
Jaden, smash.
You're funny.
Bro, there's like no clips holding this shit in. Oh, right, because I broke it.
All I know is that this nigga didn't go to art class.
Me? Why? What's wrong with that? That looks pretty accurate, actually.
Yeah.
Picasso.
That's crazy.
Tesla quality. Plastic welded the fog light to the bumper.
Who let this guy cut? Car is finally cut on both sides. We had some fun with that. So that means at this point it's ready for the wide body to be painted and installed, which is going to be in the next video. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure you like, subscribe, share it as well. This is kind of a unique video in a way. I don't know if too many people upload stuff like this about the Tesla, and we'll see you in the next part.